What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, AP Gaming Real. I should say it's your uncle, AP Gaming Real. That would probably be more true, right? I was told we need to get the Strength HM from the Warden. Oh no, we don't have... we don't have Cut on our Pokemon anymore. Shoot. This could be an issue. Is there a way around this, or do I need to go get a Cut Pokemon back out again? Surely I can sneak around this, right? Maybe it'll just take a little while longer than normal. Alright, I think I got enough of all the items. So, we're back with your boys. Well, who are our boys? I think I did the last episode of this on Thursday. Then I did 3 charity events over the weekend, and I did 35 hours of Crusader Kings 3 divided into 11 episodes. And that was all the lead time I had for Pokemon. Today, the episode 15 dropped, and so I gotta do 16. It's your boys, Buddy, Freezy, Arthur, Dragon, Bird, Rhoda. We're leading with Freezy. Oops. Because we need a power level Freezy up into the mid-30s. Well, more like the early 40s. Where is the Warden's house? Is it... Do we already have this? Because I feel like we definitely found the... Do I even need to be here? I think the answer to that's yes. I think I have the teeth, I just didn't turn them in. Is that right? Well, now I'm so curious. East of the Pokemon Center and at the Fisherman's House. Okay. Well, this is east of the Pokemon Center. I think the Fisherman's House is down here. No, this is the Fisherman's House. Okay, is this the Game Warden? Yeah, this is the Warden's home. Okay. Oh, and look, over there, there's an item we can get. Thanks, son. You're a real lifesaver. No one could understand a word that I could say. I was too ashamed to even show my face around the office even. Let me give you something for your trouble. Alright, so we're kind of full up on moves. Our hope is that Lapras can use this bad boy here. Doop, 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 doop. Excellent. Alright, Freezy wants to learn Strength. We're gonna do Strength instead of Pear Song. Right? What's the final setup for your Laprasy boy? Surf, which we don't need, but we could use. Thunderbolt. Ice Beam. Psychic. We have Thunderbolt, Psychic. Ice Beam's gonna replace Body Slam. And Surf can overwrite the Strength? Maybe? I don't know. Sometimes HMs aren't able to be overwritten. But we need the utility to move forward. There we go. Ah, rare candy, a worthwhile endeavor. Alright, let's get my walkthrough open so we know who we're facing. Looks like we're starting out with a bunch of horsies. Oh yeah, I have a bike as well. I was watching some streams by a Twitch YouTube psychiatrist. It was like really highly rated, and it was very podcast adjacent. Like, as I was watching it, I was like, I don't know if everything this person's saying is true and relevant, but the part of stuff that they're saying is factual that I know for a fact is false. Makes me think that everything they're saying is wrong. They told a story about a situation. I mean, it's a common anecdote, but it's wrong. And it spread in the mid-90s because I think it was on The West Wing, which is a really popular political drama in the 90s. It's about NASA and the Russian Space Agency and the pencil. So, right, NASA made the pen, the Russians made the pencil, it didn't cost anything. Well, that's not true. Let's just get that out of the way. That is absolutely not true. Both of them used pencils initially, but it turns out that when you use a pencil, what's happening is the graphite is being sheared off of the pencil onto the paper. That's graphite dust in the process. Graphite dust, like many forms of dust, is bad. Any farmer or agriculture, small town, rural adjacent person here is gonna know that that's absolutely true. Like corn silos exploding, grain silos exploding, any sort of powdered construction people are gonna know what I'm talking about. Like, not powderized, what's it called? Vaporized? I can't remember the technical term for when there's just a bunch of dust hanging in the air and then it immediately all sets on fire. But yeah, so the dust was very bad. And that's the fire hazard part. It's also an electrical hazard because it can conduct stuff and it just gets everywhere. So yeah, using pens by both agencies was a bad idea. The idea that the Russians didn't eventually also switch over to pen is crazy. Both agencies switched over to pen because pencil is bad. And it's so strange that the West Wing ran with that because this is the same series that had a dude mansplain military spending on submarines. There's another very famous scene where everybody is mocking US Navy submarines for having $300 ashtrays, and the guy goes, well, it's completely logical. You want to be able to smoke on a submarine because you're underwater for 60 days at a time, and you need an ashtray that will cleanly break into multiple pieces without any noise because you're on a submarine in case it drops. That makes perfect sense for quality of life. You spend $1 million developing a $300 ashtray. You might get 1 or 2 per submarine, and you're probably going to have less than 100 ever be made. To improve quality of life of one of the most horrible assignments known to man, but is still completely necessary, absolutely. That's a totally worthwhile spend. There's a lot of non-worthwhile military spends that we do that are just to bolster things and contractor stuff, dark money siphoning. Stuff gets lost. Oh boy, I hope the kids aren't watching this particular episode. You have no idea what I'm talking about. But let's be clear that there are time periods where money that should be spent for the public good isn't. These ashtrays are not one of them. And the fact that The West Wing was a show with enough cognizance to lock in on that subject, but not enough cognizance to navigate the NASA pencil pen situation was just strange. Strange. So anyway, when the psychiatrist started using that as an example, I was like, okay, so everything this guy says now seems super sketchy to me. I thought they had a really good tagline coming in, but like, this seems like total crap. Like, you've completely undercut any credibility you have. Another video I watched of them, they were like, things are too easy now. people will encounter something that's hard and they make it easier. And I was like, yes, that's what engineers do. That's what scientists do. They encounter something that's hard and make it easy. And his tagline was, we should just let things continue to stay hard so that you have something to overcome. We can find new hard things to overcome quite easily. We do all the time. Maybe it's just because we live at this point post-industrial revolution where things are changing so fast. But when I was a kid, cell phones weren't a thing. And when someone needed to send you a message while you were away from the office, you needed a beeper. And originally the beeper would just tell you what phone number beeped you. After a little bit, they managed to get alphanumeric text messages to you that were like 8 characters or less. Then we had the BlackBerry, and now we have the full cell phone experience. Just so strange. So strange. Watching technology advance like this, and then people will still just be like, we should make things harder. If you want to do something harder, no one is stopping you from doing it like that. But you shouldn't just stop society, stop advancing society. Strange. So, yeah, I've heard so many good things about this psychiatrist, and now I'm like, this is like when people used to tell me they like to listen to a certain podcaster, or when they like to listen to a certain doctor from Canada. I'm like, if you tell me that you like this person, it's telling me a lot about you. It's telling me not to trust your opinion. Now, I will say, I did see that this psychiatrist absolutely burned a tabletop RPG guy who was kind of scummy, and I remember seeing this tabletop RPG actual play Dungeon Master, and everyone was like, he's like you would like him. And then I went and watched him, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, I think he's kind of boring, and I don't like him, and I don't know why everybody hypes him up. But I don't want to, like, publicly put this person on blast. There's no reason to just, like, outrightly name this person and go up against them. Tabletop RPG community's not that big. I'm not that popular, but I've been around for a really long time. I know that when you start getting absolutely mean with other tabletop RPGs like that, it comes back to bite you. I've seen it happen where the new kid on the block tries to take down all the old timers, and it doesn't work out well. It makes you look like an idiot. Also, just generally being respectful of other people. Like, you might notice I haven't really named the people I'm talking about today, although if you follow some breadcrumbs, it wouldn't be that difficult to figure out. This psychiatrist absolutely lit this dude up during a time where everybody thought he was a really cool dude. And then that tabletop RPG guy revealed himself to not be a really cool dude. All right, this is a double battle. Sis and Bro, Leah and Luke with a Goldian and a Sea King. So we're gonna lock in here with our duo. Breezy's gonna hit him with that sick Thunderbolt. And then we've got Razor Leaf coming at him as well. Gonna absorb all that water out of their bones. We got their bones. I don't know. I apologize, I'm feeling so negative today. Breezy, buddy, take him down. I don't like, I don't want to say con artists, but I don't like people trying to rip everybody else off. It's just strange. People talking from a place of ignorance. Now listen, if you're a kid watching this, here's an important lesson I have to teach you. Be willing to admit you're wrong and apologize. That is a move of strength People probably won't tell you that's a move of strength. It absolutely is. The ability to apologize, to move along, and get back to working your way towards being right, so important. All right, Freezy, hit him with that Thunderbolt. I feel like I'm only talking to like 5 people on this street, by the way. It's gonna be Gymtopia, Sevii, Dunamis, Pondo, maybe Cotton. I haven't seen her comment, but maybe she's listening. And then that's it. That's the whole crew watching these videos. And they already know all these lessons because they literally have kids. So I don't know who I'm teaching, but I'm trying to teach, bro. I'm trying to teach good morals. Good morals, good ethics. And also dropping Thunderbolts on water Pokemon like a lunatic. Some food trucks have opened up south of me in Delaware, in like mid-Delaware near Smyrna. They've set up in a, it's hard to call it a parking lot. But yeah, like 5 of them pulled around. They set out some benches. I got absolutely incredible lamb over rice today. And they were like, do you want white sauce or hot sauce? And I was like, if I have to choose, I'll take hot sauce. And she was like, no, you can get both. And I was like, great. The white sauce is like what you would put on a gyro. And I was like, you mean Ziki? I know what Ziki is. And she's like, great, it's Ziki. So it's like cubed up lamb over rice with red onions, tomatoes, cucumbers, Ziki, hot sauce. Absolutely incredible. It was like eating a deconstructed gyro without the bread. And then the hot sauce, I hadn't realized the hot sauce was missing from my lamb gyro, because the Ziki and the gyro together absolutely lit that mother up. Wait, I don't want to switch. All right, Freezy, hit that Staryu with everything you've got. Uh-oh. Might be time to swap out. Maybe we'll get one more. We'll get one more. One more Pokemon. No, we'll swap out. The confusion is dangerous. Confusion is very dangerous for us. We're switching over to Buddy. All right, Buddy. Hit him with a Razor Leaf. Roll call in the comment section, by the way. If you're here. If I named you already and you're here, roll call in the comment section, you know. This is me trying to up my SEOs. It's like a YouTuber pronouncing something wrong on purpose in order to get people to dislike and interact, and also to correct them, just so that they get as much engagement as possible. We really just have built society in such a strange way. All right. Oh, yes, that's right. I have the bike. All right, let me get my guide back open. Next, we're looking for Swimmer Connie and 3 Staryus, who we're gonna drop Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt on. Look at those bike jumps. You know, Power World would let me do the bike jump straight into swimming. Boromir would let me. bum, 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 bum. Oh, that's Route 20. Okay. I just love your ride. Can I have it if I win? No. You want to play for keeps, kiddo? Swimmer Anya. Thunderbolt. Crazy, use Cinnabar on it. Polywig. I don't know why I went New Zealand. Polywig. We've got a polywig on deck. It's golden. Oh, wow. This ain't a song for the broken hearted. Got him. Ooh. I mean, it wasn't like a horrible, but it's not good. Goldine, Goldine. Goldine. I wonder how they picked the voice actors in both English and Japanese for the Pokemon, for the anime. Does anybody go to conventions and they're like, yeah, Ash is my Oshi? I know that in the US, it caused a big problem because Ash's voice actor was an old white woman. And young girls, like, fell in love with Ash. And, like, when they found out that, you know, the voice actor wasn't a young, brash kid, it crushed them. Does anyone go to well, did they? Probably not anymore, but back in the day, did they go to conventions and they're like, oh boy, it's Goldine's voice capture. That's people who are older than me. 50 to 60-year-olds. Was there hype for that back in the day? I seek the wisdom of my elders. Oh, Ice Beam. Delete a room, move and make a room for Ice Beam instead of Body Slam. Perfect. Ice Move. We're gonna take out flying with Ice Move. Ice Move, good against grass, ground, flying, and dragon. Perfection. Looks like a star this one's just for, this is just for Dunamis, okay? Looks like a Staryu has invited itself onto the battlefield. Alright, Freezy, change things up. Use Thunderbolt! Nice work, Freezy. You got him. Alright, Freezy. Before the enemy even comes out, prepare. Use Thunderbolt! Amazing work, Freezy. Impossible. Swimming's great. Sunburns aren't. There's some truth to that. As the Irish American, it's rough that I can't tan, man. I just go straight from undercooked to overcooked instantly. It was a nice part about my cruise, having a nice balcony on the back of the ship and then getting lots of sunlight, because apparently I'm chronically out of that vitamin D. I lack the D that I need, bro. They call it the happiness chemical, right? It's actually also not a vitamin, by the way. For the kids that are around here, just know vitamin D, not a vitamin. It's not a vitamin. Not the one. not the one. A Babylon 5 reference out of nowhere? Exactly. I don't get enough of it regularly, but that's what happens when you stay inside and also underground as much as possible. I had to be careful to always put on sunscreen, because even an hour or two outside could get me toasted up, and I was spending multiple hours outside every day. Bermuda was beautiful. Boo, boo. All right, I think we're in Route 20 now. Now, hold on. Let's take a look at what's going on here. It says Route 20. Available Pokemon to fight are just Tentacool while surfing. If I use the Super Rod, Psyduck, Seadra, Gyarados, Corsi, and it's most likely going to be 80% Horsey. Good Rod gives a 20% chance of Krabby, 60% chance of Horsey. Alright, I'll tell you what, we're going to use the Super Rod. Can we get Krabby on the Super Rod? No? I wouldn't mind Seadra or Psyduck, but that's a 5% chance between the two of them. We're going for it, though. We're luck shotting. I've made harder luck shots before. I'm a fake Grand Order player. Former fake Grand Order player. Ready? Here we go. What? Impossible. Do I have to be on land? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink a repel so that I don't get in any random encounters on the way to the whatever's place, and see if I can find a little piece of land to stand on and see if that'll make a difference. Oh, shoot. Open the menu. Open the menu. I don't know who I'm about to fight, and you know that's always a problem. Oh, there's only 4 trainers on the way here. It's Swimmer Berry with the Shelter and Cloister. That's probably who's right there. Then we've got 3 Horsies and a Seadra, Seadra, Horsey, Seadra, and Sea King. This is Berry? Berry and the Berries? Swimmer Berry. I'm Berry 9 and you're Berry 6. Oh, we gotta go back to town after this. We got him, boys. Bring him home. Oh, it looks like I just got a notice. Iron Mouth. Final Puerto Rico IRL. Okay. Might be worth catching up on like a clips or a highlight later. I feel like I so rarely watch full streams anymore. Isn't that odd for someone who is a streamer? I just rarely watch full streams anymore. It just seems like the ecosystem of streamers now gather sort of highlight clip channel nursemaid sharks around them to keep the interest in the channel alive. I feel like nursemaid sharks is pretty apt, or like whatever those little fish are that eat around whales. They have a specific name. I don't mean any particular fish. There are like multiple types of fish. There's a name for it. I just don't know. The clips and highlights channels show off their skills as editors, and also they try to monetize their content if they can, just to like get by for some spending cash. And then the main channels benefit because then people will watch. Okay, we're using another repel. Repel away the tentacles. Why are you riding a Pokemon? Can't you swim? Ain't you tired? Trying to hit a chord, but it's probably A minor. Ooh. A bold choice to send out a Horsey versus Freezy. Man, I'm so excited for Power World. This CK3 series, CK3 AGOT. By the way, if you're a kid, you're not allowed to watch that series. You gotta be 18 plus for that one. I'm so sorry, but CK3 AGOT run is pretty good. I don't know that it's super unique for me, but people like what they like, and I think my viewership for CK3 AGOT series and I are on the same wavelength in a way that not all my series are. Here's a private confession for you. Here's a special for the folks at home. I don't want to say I'm not motivated to do my other tabletop RPG series, but I've never been more peak excited and energized than when I'm doing Stars Without Numbers Revised and Godbound. My private game of Godbound is like supplying me with energy and the will to create. I really like that system a lot. I like that system a lot. It's very, very cool. It's well designed. Thunderbolt. Yeah, Seadra. One hit, not out. Godbound absolutely requires people who proactively want to accomplish things. Because it's open-ended, you really have to be like, all right, this is the thing I want to do with my character, and this is the thing all our characters want to do. And it gives you a lot of resources to do them and a lot of different ways to do them. So there's not just like, all right, I cast Fireball. That's simply not a thing that happens. But you can call upon the word of fire to like shape various things, or even imbue items with the ability to cast. Like, you are a demigod. Your power is way scaled above a normal adventurer. And the challenges that you overcome aren't like, oh, I gotta go clear this dungeon out. It's like, hey, I've gotta save the world at level 1. And it gets that's your level 1 adventure. Imagine what happens when you get higher. All right, Super Rod, bring me the Psyduck. Psyduck, 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 Psyduck. Nope. All right. So we're gonna switch to your nasty boy, Buddy. Buddy's gonna hit him with Leech Seed and then Sleepy Time. And then we'll toss the Great Ball. We don't really need this Horsey, but it would be nice to just have backups, you know. Leech Seed. Alright. I don't have clips channels or editors, by the way. I know you might think that I'm a big-time YouTuber, but I'm actually not. I actually got insulted by a much larger channel because they said you have more videos than you have subscribers, which at the time was true. But it kind of takes away from the fact that the way you make videos from Twitch to YouTube has changed a lot over the years. It used to be that Twitch would export all your videos to YouTube in 15-minute increments, which meant that you were going to end up with, if you did a 4-hour stream, you'd end up with 16 videos. You might notice that I have a lot fewer videos coming out nowadays. Horsey? We're going to call you Urara. Haru Urara. Yes. Urara. Alright, let's lock in. We're separated by the Seafoam Islands. Seafoam Islands are a pair of islands that are shaped as if they were twins. The shocking cold fills the cavern inside. Several large boulders and fast-moving currents hinder travel at first. Inside our possible catches are Psyduck, Zubat, Golbat. Also on the second floor, Seal and not Slowbro because we're not playing green. On the bottom floor, well, this is technically the second floor. Oh my gosh, there's actually so many floors here. What do I even want from here? You know what? Let's open that Nuzlocke tracker. It's not very good, but it is excellent at helping us pick out. My Route 20 encounter, by the way, was a 4C Seafoam Islands. Ooh, Articuno is a possible catch. Is Articuno in here? Is that... Articuno is the first legendary bird you'll encounter. Okay. Well, that changes everything. What level are the Pokemon in here? 35 to 40. That is a problem. Solution is now available. Are there trainers inside that will challenge me? It doesn't look like it. Okay. So, solution part 1 is to fight this guy and clear out... Oh, maybe he's not a guy to fight. Are you the one I fight? I feel like I had at least one more trainer left on that list. There we go. Okay. We're going to switch to the level 44 Gengar, put him out front, do a repel. That way, anything less than level 40 shouldn't be encountered. Then we do the whole place. We don't touch any electrodes the whole way through. 0 electrodes. I mean, it was devastating. It was absolutely devastating to lose out on my opportunity at Zapdos. But we have a chance to redeem ourselves here with the Articuno strat. Gengar repels all the way to Articuno, Master Ball, lock it in. That's the strat. What's going on? What's the standard? What's the rule? All right. We're locking in the strat now. Roto's going in front. Switch. Followed by Super Repel. We're just going to go ahead and pop it right now. Super Repel. Alright, we don't have to use it until we have to use it. Head northeast. Oh! Okay. Alright, we got this. We got this. We got this. Bum, 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 bum. Head northeast and use strength on the boulder. This northeast? Yeah. Yeah. Let's actually move it over first. You don't want to fall into a trap where you have to leave the whole area to reset something. Don't get trapped, bro. Climb the rocky ridge, pick up the ice heel, walk past the first ladder, push the second boulder down the hole in the northeast area. Alright, here we are. Pretty sure I just heard Articuno cry. Boom. Backtrack and climb down the first ladder. Thanks, guide, bro. Guide-sama. Go northeast on the rocky ridge and get a revive. Then climb down the ladder. I don't want to push this bad boy down. We'll follow the guide. We'll follow the guide. Climb down the ladder. Head south on the ridge to get the big pearl. Like this one? Okay, that's Big Pearl. Climb the ladder to the east back to B1F. Okay. Pop repel again. Go northeast along the central ridge. Well, this definitely isn't the right place. Oh, pick up the water stone, then backtrack to the middle of B1F. Okay, so here we are. We're back to the middle. Go northeast along the central ridge. Push the boulder down to the next break. This one? Climb the northwest ladder. So that one over there? I climb the ladder, so I've climbed. Walk eastward to find the same boulder and drop it down to the next floor. I think I'm in the wrong place. Return to the first floor and jump through the hole in the northeast area. This one? Okay. Push boulder through next hole and continue after. Okay. I keep pushing. Push it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge. Oh, oh. Allowing you to surf to new places. Climb onto the rocky ridge to the west and head southwest to reach a group. What's this? Danger, fast current. Yeah, I think I just encountered that. Okay, head southwest to reach a group of boulders. That is not a group of boulders. That is also not a group of boulders. I think I might have made a mistake coming here. Boulders might change the flow of water. Makes sense. Kind of the whole thing. Am I supposed to surf? I think I'm lost. That's a group of boulders, though. Push the boulder on the right to the north wall. Right. So you can make it to the other one. So what we're going to do, I believe, is that you do that. Then you do this. Then you move this over one. One step westward. Yeah, that makes sense. Push the boulder sitting next to the south of the ladder all the way west. Move the boulder on the right so it's one step north of the eastern gap in the floor. Push the boulder on the left in the western hall. What? I think we're supposed to do this. I think we're supposed to get this bad boy out of the way. Then you do this. Is how I would think you're supposed to do it. But who knows? And then we go down after this is what it says. Great. Now the current is stopped. With the second set of boulders blocking the current, you can reach the small northwest island. Save your progress before you fight the legendary bird Articuno. We're locked in, bro. We're freaking locked in. Yeah! Wow, wow, wow. It's Articuno! He's super strong. He's not as strong as Zabados, but he's still pretty good typing for some of the Elite Four. And he's a great backup. Master Ball, Articuno, go! Wow. Amazing. He's legendary. He's got wings. He symbolizes freedom. One of the legendary bird Pokemon. With its long tail trailing behind it, its flying form is magnificent. Give a nickname to Articuno? Yeah, of course. Well, let's see. Who could we name Articuno after? Got some ideas. Gonna name it after a legendary commander of freedom and wings. I think it's just long enough for Erwin Smith. Amazing. What a legend. All right, we no longer need to stop repelling. I mean, we no longer need to repel. All right. When the battle's over, swim to the rocky ridge, pick up the Ultra Ball on the south, climb up the nearest ladder. Oh, rocky ridge. So this one. Didn't I already get the Ultra Ball down here? Yeah, because I did things slightly wrong, is the answer. Take the exit to the southeast part of 1F. So this is southeast. Well, we'd like a seal, but we can't have it. Oh, we don't actually need Gengar out. Well, let's hit him anyway. Secret power. Our secret power is electricity, right? Amazing. Got him. Smile on my face just like Gengar. Alright, we're getting Freezy back out front as well. Is that the southeast? No, it's here. Hold on, mate. That's Psyduck. Alright, Freezy, destroy Psyduck. Absolutely destroy him, mate. Psychological horror at its finest. I might be missing a rock, is what I'm thinking. So maybe what we need to do is actually switch back to Gengar. It can't escape. What? Fine. As misplayed as a guy whose elephants get frightened by horses and end up costing him a victory. Incredibly misplayed. Alright, we're gonna go back to using repels. Bring me pictures of the Spider-Man. We can use a bike in here. Nice. Okay, so we need to go at least one level up and find a rock to drop down. Maybe? I'm in the wrong area. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-do-do-do-boo. Push that rock, yo. Excellent. The wrong area. Okay. Are you the southeast exit that I've been looking for? If you like pina coladas. Ran out on the last step outside. Wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. Route 20's western half connects to the Cinnabar Islands. We've got a number of trainers here, starting with Picnicker Irene. Mother flippin' Irene. I can't say the actual line because there might be kids here. Sorry, kiddos. Oh, I have the wrong Pokemon out. Wow. Secret power looks crazy on sand, I guess. We got to get Freezy back out front. And unfortunately, Freezy is running low on Thunderbolts. So we might send a nasty boy like Buddy out front to also absorb some EXP. So Freezy's gone from like, what, 26, 27 to 34? That's a good start. It's a good start. But we have a lot more to go. What's our cap right now? Blaine of the Cinnabar Island Fire Gym is level 47. I'm almost certain that Gyarados can probably just sweep him solo, but we've also got Freezy, although Freezy doesn't have any water moves. So maybe we don't want to get too cocky. Don't get cocky, kid. Maybe the thing to do is to blast past everybody and try to make it to the Cinnabar Island Pokemon Center and then come back out here and fight the trainers. Giga genius. I remember doing this a lot as a kid. Isn't the Eastern Shore here responsible for the dupe glitch? You went up and down the Eastern Shore in order to get infinite rare candies so you could have Pokemon level 255 using rare candy duping and possibly glitching your save. Oh no, she flipped sides. I saw her do it and then I just walked right into it. Fortunately, she's the last one, right? I think she's the last trainer. I don't have your boy out. That's fine. We'll swap. We'll switch in. Seeking. I'll tell you what you're seeking. Seeking pain. Freezy, destroy this Seeking with Thunderbolt. Shout out to my boy Dunamis, who's in France right now. Apparently it's 104 degrees in Lyon, France. That's why we're not doing any streams this week. Although we do have King off of Pendragon. King off of Pendragon. But Dunamis isn't on that cast. He's just in all the other casts. And what if I spoiled King Arthur Pendragon in this Pokemon Nuzlocke? Wouldn't that be crazy? What is this building over here? Who are you? Scientists conduct experiments in the burned out building. You know, the one they call the Pokemon Mansion? It's the Pokemon Lab. Everybody around here works there at the Pokemon Lab where they created Mewtwo. A twisted form of science. I would like 3 more Ultra Balls, please. Thank you. And you know what else I could use? Is some repels. How about some max repels? Let's take 5. The twisted dark science of the Pokemon laboratories. I can't handle it anymore. Do we think Dragon at level 38 can take on a level 47 gym? No, we don't. But I wish it were so. We have a lot of grinding to do. We have a lot of grinding to do. It's really unfortunate. I don't really know how to grind it out here, but all right. So before we get too freaky about this, there actually is a bird trainer along the way, Firo Pidgeotto, who we've dodged. So we're probably going to want to face him with somebody who can take him on. Unfortunately, both Freezy and Dragon are not really suited for this. We'll probably take him on with Gengar. I swam here from Cinnabar Island. Wasn't easy, I tell ya. Boop. He's crazy. Pow. Sea King, huh? Ah, that's a beefy Sea King. Hey, Sevii, I live. Is Big Spoon watching this series? Does anyone know? Is he part of the roll call? Did he roll call? Did he roll call back before I asked him to roll call right now? Because if he didn't, is it really roll call? Or is it my fault for not having said his name earlier? We've now entered into a Destiny's Child situation. Breezy hit him with a thunderbolt. Camouflage! We're being ambushed by Staryu! Welcome. Ba-dum, bum-ba-dum. My boyfriend gave me big pearls. But where do I keep my Pokeballs? Tee-hee. I mean, classically, Misty has little mini Pokeballs. And the Pokeballs turn into, like, very small, and then they poof out to be bigger. And you can see them on her belt, right? Like, that's the original Misty design. So you don't really need to keep them anywhere. They're, like, super small. Shelter, use Protect. That's a low % chance move. Very well. Follow up with a Thunderbolt. He can't protect himself forever. He got me again on that. But easy, follow up with a Thunderbolt. Incredible. He had such a knowledge of the Force that he could even keep the people that he loved from dying. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice all that he knew, and his apprentice went and killed them in his sleep. It's ironic. He could save others from death, but he could not save himself. Alright, he must be normal type. For some reason I thought Hero was flying. It's alright. We'll beat him up. It's gonna take a little while, actually. Uh-oh. Didn't hurt that much, but that was somewhat frightening. You leering at me? You what, eh? Meow, 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 meow. I'll tell you, man. I learned that my mom spends at least an hour every day on Facebook watching AI videos. And you're probably like, you know, boomer, 78-year-old boomer getting red pilled by these AI Facebook videos. Let me be so clear. You're wrong. The videos are AI created and also AI voiced, and they're of cats. So it's just a regular cat, and then they just say stuff. So it's just like cats sitting, and then their mouth has been AI. Wait, Shadow Ball? We want Shadow Ball, right? Shadow Ball's good. Shadow Ball over Shadow Punch? We'll take Shadow Ball over Destiny Bond? Is that what we wanted? Wait, Gengar's a poison type? We're gonna put it over Confuse Ray. I hope I didn't just make a huge mistake. And then we need Shadow Ball for Snorlax as well. Pidgeotto is probably also a bird, normal type rather than flying, so let's just keep the chipping up and... There we go. Oh no! Now what am I gonna do? Alright, bird Pokemon, bird, fly me. Cinnabar Island, Cinnabar Lab, Pokemon Mansion, Cinnabar Gym, the Sevii Islands. Do I need to do the Sevii? Was this even in the first game? Wasn't this like an extra part on the anime? And like some of these weren't available until post-game? Am I crazy? So you can just do them now? Islands 1, 2, and 3. Upon reaching, he introduces you to Chelio, a programmer who runs the PC network on the Sevii Islands. The building functions as a traditional Pokemon Center and the Pokemon Network. He's performing maintenance. The islands are too remote. Normal PC services will be unavailable. Visit Island 2 and go to the man who runs the game corner there. The Tri-Pass, a ferry ticket that enables travel between the 3 northernmost islands. What is going on? I don't remember any of this. Am I crazy? Ember Spa, Mind Over Matter. Mount Ember. Moltres is here. Now, he definitely was in the game for sure. Am I crazy talking? That's Island 1, Island 2. Island 3. The Bond Bridge, Berry Forest. I don't need to do all this, right? Like, I feel like you don't have to do any of the Sevii Islands stuff. I just need to defeat Blaine so I can take on Giovanni. Can I go to Victory Road and start power leveling? Or, well, it's probably not power leveling, it's probably just leveling. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, there's a rival fight on the way with a level 53 Charmander. I don't want that smoke. Oh, how how to grind for Blaine. I gotta get multiple Pokemon at or near 47, and most of our team's not even 40. I might wrap up here so I can do some research rather than just babble at you guys right here. We need hard facts and science. All right, that's it for this episode. I'm gonna spend a few minutes doing research about how to prep for Blaine. I mean, obviously we have the correct Pokemon to make it happen, but where do we level to force them up? Because everything around here is like level mid 30. It's gonna take forever to get to 47. All right, see you back soon.